Anyone who's ever worked one of these jobs can tell you they're paying you as little as they can possibly get away with, no matter what. They don't give a shit if their employees are preventing shoplifters. They're going to squeeze them as hard as they can, period. To wit, the greatest form of theft is almost universally not shoplifting, not robbery, not car theft, but wage theft. And, that's putting aside the...
It's not, these are two, I like how they call it like wage theft, like it's the same type of thing. Like if people are shorting their employees' wages by one means or another, and I've seen a lot of different ways that people measure this. Obviously that's wrong, like that's not good. But it's not like theft in the traditional sense, like somebody's stealing something from a store. They're two kind of different things. But also, again, they're not. It's not the same thing. Also, I wonder who wage thefts more, big business or small business. I'm super curious on that. I wonder if he links a study of like, well, where does the wage theft occur? I'm sure that by absolute number, it's probably big business. But I wonder by per capita, like per employee hired. Yeah, I don't know.
The theft of surplus value in the first place, like all wage labor could be said to be a form of theft. Also, we don't tend to count in these studies the theft of, say, a continent. Often this is framed around the idea of how theft will affect a store's bonuses, or the rate that they give out raises, or the hours they give their workers, or whatever. And like,
isn't shorting a wage easier to do accidentally compared to shoplifting? I feel we should I feel like I looked into this at one point, like how is wage theft calculated? And I feel like some of the ways that they, on like the largest study that accounts for it, it'll say things like what was it? Like if you clock out early or clock in late, or it was just like a really weird way of calculating it. Like when people talk about wage theft, in my mind, what comes to mind is like, wow, your employer's actually stealing money from you, like they're taking money from your wages somehow. But I don't think that the way that wage theft is calculated, it's not usually like that. It has to do with like weird clock shit, I think. But I'll go and look this up, or fuck it, we can just I don't have time to like. What is wage theft? Examples of wage theft include paying less than minimum wage, not paying workers overtime, not allowing workers to take meal and rest breaks, requiring off-the-clock work, or taking workers' tips. So about half of this is minimum wage violations. Does this mean that they're employing illegal immigrants? Isn't that the only way to pay less than minimum wage? Unless you're paying cash, obviously. Like, but that's, you got a whole bunch of illegal shit. Tipped employees? How are you paying tipped employees less than minimum wage? Cash in hand for local workers or those under, yeah, if you're paying cash, you could do it. But there's a whole bunch of dumb shit. It's like $3. Minimum wage for servers is like $2.13 an hour. That's not paying less than minimum wage though. Tipped positions have a lower minimum wage. Tipped jobs in certain states go below. No. I'm pretty sure there's a tipped minimum wage. That's different than paying less than like actually minimum wage or whatever. If you're a tipped employee and you don't get less than minimum wage from tips, your employer has to pay that. Yes, that's true. Although I'm almost positive you would be immediately fucking fired from your job if you somehow found a way to make less than minimum wage in a fucking tip position. I'm pretty sure you would just get fired immediately. Less than normal, not the tipped wage. Thoughts on tip culture, by the way? Tip culture is fucking out of control. It needs to stop. Dude, now when you go to the gas station, I've gone to a gas station in Miami that turned the screen and had the tip thing on it. I'm like, bro. It sucks because I'm like a max tipper, okay? I make a lot of money. I'll do 20, 25% basically wherever I go. But now I'm starting to reconsider it everywhere. Now I'm like, I don't know if I should tip any of you motherfuckers. Like, y'all are making way too much money. Sitting behind the counter, do you want a $1 tip for me getting a thing and bringing it to you for you to ring up? The fuck? Organized Retail Thieves Most Wanted List. Survey reveals which items are most likely to be stolen from these stores. Organized Retail Time has contributed to $94.5 billion. Holy shit. Wait, is that in 1 year? 2022 survey. Wait. Is that bigger than all of the... Oh, so that's even more than the wage theft. So he just lied. He just lied. Okay, hold on. Federal Wage and Hour Division investigation 2021 found on average $1,211.70 for each employee due back wages. The federal government might not know it. I don't need. How? Why? Damn. I wonder what this is about. I wonder what. Back wages. Work to ensure working people in the U.S. who the wages protections are earned. Blah blah blah. Oh, this just links to this. This doesn't tell me anything. I wonder how much heavy lifting average is doing here. Failure to pay overtime. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how, because for every job that I've worked, and obviously I'm sure it's different, but for every job that I've worked, like there's a clock. Like you clock in and you clock out, and it's pretty strict. Like if you were cheating the clock, you'd have to go to payroll, HR. You'd have to go to a whole other department and tell them to cook the books. Like it would be almost impossible. So I'm curious how you would like not pay somebody overtime. Now in a small business, I think you probably could, but. A lot of jobs have timesheets, but you feel out how long you work. My industry has it. Okay, Doombug, you're British, okay? You guys probably don't have clocks yet, okay? And Big Ben is under construction constantly, so you guys don't know. Studies have found inflated rates of wage theft violations in markets employing women and foreign-born populations. And there are indications that wage exploitation and wage theft are among key motivations for employers hiring migrant workers. And the foreign population women are at much greater risk for wage violation. Undocumented workers are unauthorized immigrants stood at the highest risk levels. That makes sense. Education, longer tenured employment, and English proficiency work to be influential factors in employee populations. All three variables reduce the probability of wage theft for the aforementioned workplaces where the compensation was paid in one weekly flat rate or in cash. Yeah, for sure. So a higher instance of wage theft. Smaller businesses with less than 100 employees also saw a higher instance of rate of violations in larger businesses in one city, manufacturing industry, repair service, and private home employment. Highest risk violation. Okay, makes more sense. Destiny. Places consider stuff not clocking out to use the bathroom wage theft. I've only had 3 real jobs. How many? McDonald's, casino, work study, and paper route. 2 real jobs? I've never heard of anybody clocking out to use the bathroom before. Do people do this? That's possible, I guess, but I've never heard of that in my entire life in any type of job ever. Carpet cleaning? Oh, I wasn't like on the clock for carpet cleaning. I wasn't on the clock for paper route either. All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.